how do people get wealthy?
Well, the first thing is that you have to start feeling wealthy and start thinking wealthy. I mean, if you think that it's outside of you, it will always be outside of you. So
Okay.
I've read, I want to say like 500 money books because at the time I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out. And the thing that from all the things that I've been reading, the one thing that you have to figure out is what is your relationship with money first? Are you willing to use it as a tool and not something that has power over you, but you having power over it? So, investments in stocks. Are you willing to go if you have the money? This is if you have the money. Are you willing to go put some money in there and just decide that it's going to work? Are you willing to,
Take
buy
a
the
risk, you mean?
basically,
Yeah.
are you willing to, buy the things that you absolutely love just because you love them, not because you're justified with your purchases? Most people buy things because they're like, well, it was a good deal. Or it was something that was on sale, or, I could probably use it one day, where they're not buying things that they truly, truly desire. I believe, like you said, your hair extension, when you buy things that you absolutely love, it makes you feel wealthier. It makes you
Right.
feel richer. So creating more wealth to me means first starting out with the version of yourself that believes that the wealth is there and exists, but then going to do all of those, be do have, going to do all of those investments, money making exchanges, but in a place that money will always come back more and more for you.
Okay, so let's say someone's listening and they get it and they followed along so far and they're like, okay, I want to do what she did. I want to kind of give up this path because it's not working. I'm stuck. Don't you think that somebody has to figure out what their purpose is, like whether or not they have to get a new job? I mean, they can't just kind of sit around and do yoga until they figure it out, right? I mean, what are the
Everybody will have
tangible?
that breaking moment. I
Right.
mean, if you're in a job that you hate and you're just because you're in survival mode, you're just accepting less. Raise your standards. Where are
Got it.
you right now? If you're willing to accept less, then guess what? You're going to get less.
So to move out of this scarcity level, you have to be willing to see yourself better, to have some
You
self
have
worth,
you have to.
and then act it. Even if you don't believe it yet, kind of act it. Show up as that
Yeah,
and see what comes.
your net worth is all dependent on your self worth.
Got it. Right.
I mean, if you don't feel like you're worthy of the wealth, a lot of people will say, well, I can't charge high ticket for my programs, or I don't feel like I can go buy Louis Vuitton. It feels so out. But why? Because you're feeling like you don't deserve it. I felt like that for the longest time when I bought things to fulfill me. Like, look at my stuff. Like, look how, wealthy I am. But then none of that filled the hole. I was still on that yoga mat looking for something, searching for
Right.
it. And then now that I have fulfillment inside of my purpose and what I want to do in life, I don't ever go out there thinking I'm going out there to make money. Chasing money will never bring it to you. But when you live in purpose, when you're doing things that make you feel like you're contributing to society, whatever it is, you'll have the cash come back to you. I just know it's always there at all times,
You have faith in it.
I
that
do.
it'll be there.
Well, that was the biggest muscle I had to exercise. And I had to work on feeling safe.
Right.
Because most people don't feel safe inside themselves. And that's a whole nother conversation about really healing your somatic, nervous system and feeling safe with money.
Right.
Carrying cash is a good way of doing it. I like to carry a couple $1,000s at all times, and I carry $1 bills to tip everybody. I have a different relationship with money this way, now. And whatever I was searching for on that yoga mat, I have found now inside of me, fulfilling my life.
Amazing. You're well known for your quantum woman philosophy. Can you explain what that is?
Well, I believe that there's a quantum woman inside of all of us. I believe she's a woman who gets what she wants. She's the wealthiest woman in the room. She is emotionally mastered. She has emotional intelligence. She's not afraid to speak up. She's the most authentic her. It's she's not wearing the mask anymore, and she's not afraid to be unapologetically rich. I feel a lot. You said people shame. A woman who's the quantum woman, she collapsed time. She doesn't wait 10 years to get what she wants. She's becoming this most ultimate version of herself that she's attracting everything into her life at quantum speed. And a lot of what I teach about, because being the lawyer, when this stuff started happening, I needed quantum physics to explain how do we bring all these things to us. Money's just energy. It's nothing more than that. And people assign too much meaning to it. But a quantum woman knows she can have whatever she wants, the relationships that she wants. And when I started teaching women to be unapologetically rich, they started showing up in a different way. They didn't feel like they had to play under the radar. Men are talking about money all over, and they can talk about their stocks and being rich. But when it comes to women doing it, they're like, well, who did your husband buy that for you? Or, I mean, men are supposed to provide for us too, which is a whole other conversation, I feel like. But a woman can also be her most actualized self and what she can create in the world. And I think a woman who does not go out and figure out what she's made to do in the world is doing herself a disservice, because she's living under the bar of what she can accept in life.
So, clarify for me, do you think a woman should not live in her masculine, or that she should? Or
I feel like we need both masculine and feminine.
Okay.
But I believe that in her relationships, no, she should not be in her masculine. If when she's
Got it.
running her business, be in the feminine, but then do masculine tasks in it.
Sure.
It's a different energy.
Yeah.
You know, a woman who's in her masculine doesn't have a support team. She's not a very good leader. She's constantly doing everything herself because she's micromanaging. She doesn't trust the process. She doesn't know how to leverage her time. So she's constantly being frazzled, where when you are in your feminine, you allow yourself to be supported. You let men come in, you ask for help. But when you're in survival mode, you don't know to do that. So that's why most women are stuck there.
Do you find now that you only work with high-profile clients because it's harder to work with people that are in their scarcity?
Yes. But I
Why?
have programs for them too, because they have someone to blame. And when someone takes ownership, then they have the power to change. But when you think it's outside of you, there's not so much I can do with. I can't help you.
Got it. So, all right, you work with a lot of high-profile clients. What have you learned from them and their relationships with money?
That money's very easy to be made, but keeping it's a whole nother story. And then also, it's never about...
You mean because they just spend it too much on things? Is this also to help elevate them, to make them...
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
But
And
you believe they should be okay with that?
I believe it's a choice you want to make with your money, and no judgment to me.
Got it. Right.
Yeah, I just, whatever you want to do to make you happy, if that rocks your boat,
But what
do
if
it.
that takes them to zero in their bank account?
Then they have to reassess why they're doing it.
Right. Okay.
So I always feel like...
So you believe that they should be responsible with it?
I don't feel like that's even a word.
Okay. Tell me what you mean.
I mean, it's just cash. So there's no way to be good or right with your money. It's how your relationship with it.
Well, but think about the people that might go blow it on something that they shouldn't. On
What if-
too many materialistic things and they can't pay for their kids' school? I mean,
That is, they're filling a need, a void inside of them.
okay.
So something's inside of them that's telling them that they need to go blow their money, that they aren't putting their child's needs above their own because their little girl, little boy inside needs to show off.
Got it. So then we go back to the beginning,
We
which
go
is you
right
have
back to the root.
deal with your own issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now I get it.
But if they blow the money and they're able to make the 30 grand next day, I mean, okay, then do what you want to do.
I see.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's up to you. But if you blow the money and you feel bad about it and you're like, Shamina, where'd the money come? Then I'll have to talk to you about what did you do here?
Right.
If it's an issue.
Right.
But, some people who don't, high profile people, I'll tell you one thing, they like things free.
Right. I do know that.
And they
Yes.
always want you to fix a problem that they have created. And they have to learn that they have to fix the problem. And
Right.
a lot of them won't go deep.
Right.
But they're really great at manifesting.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. What advice would you give someone who feels stuck in the grind but wants to build both wealth and love and success?
Write down what your dream life looks like. How
Do you
want
believe in manifesting?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Tell me what that looks like.
I believe in creating your reality.
Okay.
Manifesting is such a watered down word.
Yeah.
How do you want to wake up in the morning? Do you want to wake up with an alarm clock? Like, okay, then that means you're going to 9 to 5. I don't wake up with an alarm clock at all.
I know what you're saying. Okay.
I wake up when I want to. I work 4 hours, 5 hours a week. I make a lot of money. It's certain things like what does your life look like? Then build a business around that life.
Got it.
So how many hours do you want to work? What does it look like? If someone's working a 9 to 5,
And do you think that they should be like writing this down on a piece of paper? Do they speak
Every day.
it to the
every day,
universe?
every day you
Both.
should journal and be intentional about what you want to create. I keep a gratitude journal. I've done it and I used to meditate for an hour every day for
Wow.
8 years. I mean, I had to do something. I was undoing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And whatever works for you, But write down, be intentional. What kind of life do you want to live, or do you want to let life tell you how to live? Learn how to be responsive and not reactive. When you said people are shaming you, well, let people have their opinion, and you decide how you want to respond. When you have emotional mastery, which is what I teach about in the book, you learn how to then design the life that you want, because you're no longer giving your power away to other people. You're no longer being triggered. You're no longer being in a state that you're constantly trying to fight the world. Instead, you're learning how to pave the path where no matter what's going on in the world, you are in your lane creating what you want. That's what it is cutting out the noise. Back in 2020 when everything was going sideways, I made so much money during that year, and I was in such a happy place. It was propelled my business to the next level, because Everybody else was losing their minds, but I was like, all right, I don't care what's going on there. I'm going to stay in my lane, do what I know to do, and it changed the game. I can walk into any room and know that because I have emotional mastery, I don't care how much money you make, what you're doing, I know I'm going to be a boss because I know who I am.
Right.
You know, it's a different feeling. So find out that. What do you want?
Right.
And don't let people tell you it's a crazy dream. If it's on your heart, it's in your soul, that desire is meant to be there because somewhere in the quantum field, that's actually happening for you. Right. So don't poo-poo it. Allow yourself to go big and dream. And I tell people, like, listen, you might not be able to see it right now, but if you talk about it every day like it's happening, it will.
Right.
It will come to fruition, but you have to believe that it's possible for you.